Yep, we are going.
Is that running?
Okay. Take two. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gomer's YouTube channel. As you know, we like to bring you fresh and up-to-date information and special guests from time to time about things that happen in the store on wine, spirits, and beer. And today we are joined by Christoph Hopler, direct in from Austria. Flew in this morning to talk about his winery and the fantastic wines that we have here at Gomer's. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I like about Christoph's wines, and we'll get into these, is that they're great wines on their own, but they are really made to enjoy with food. The food and the wines are a fantastic pairing. They just kind of, all the flavors meld together, and that's not by accident.
Exactly. That's our intention, and it's also the way we make the wines, and it's also part of our cool climate area where we are in. Because as you can see here, and I hope you can see that lovely map, this map shows Austria being right in the heart of Europe, and we are also on the same latitude as Burgundy, so in between the 47th and 48th parallel. Mm-hmm. And also I can continue and show the other side of that map. Here you can see Austria, and only in eastern part of Austria, so in this area right here, wine is grown because the rest is just covered by the Alps, which is all great for skiing and mountain biking, not so much for wine growing though. And my winery is located on this very big lake called Neusiedlersee. That's Europe's second largest step lake, so it's a very shallow lake that you can actually walk across. And that lake helps to moderate the climate, and in combination with the very versatile soil profile that we have on the northwestern shore of the lake, we can create white wines, red wines, and in some exceptional years we can also do dessert wines like Trockenbeerenauslese. Mm-hmm. So the soil profile in combination with the lake influence enables us to do the Knauvedlina that we're tasting today, the Pinot Blanc, a white blend, and then we're also going to have a Pinot Noir, a red blend, and Zweigelt, Austria's red national grape.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. So I'm excited to try these. I've not tried these yet this season with the new vintages, so I'm very excited to try these this year.
Let's do this. So let's start with Gruner Veltliner.
Okay. And is it fair to say that this is kind of like your flagship white wine that you produce?
Absolutely, because it's the most widely planted grape variety in Austria. So almost a third of Austria's vineyards are planted with Gruner Veltliner. I hope you can see that. Gruner Veltliner, that's the name of the grape. Gruner is known for its spicy elements, so you get some white peppery elements, very typical, and you get green apple, pear, and the flavor profile is nothing new to our American customers, because it's somewhere in between a very well-made Pinot Grigio, a Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire, as well as a very dry Riesling. So somewhere in between that, with the typical white peppery elements of the Gruner Veltliner, that is the flavor profile of a Gruner Veltliner.
Very good.
Yeah, zesty elements, green apple, pear, the white peppery elements. From the start to the finish, you also got it in the nose. All stainless steel fermented, and it's dry.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful with salads, everything. It's green
sushi.
and fresh.
Sushi. Oh man, I love
oysters.
Sushi.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is a beautiful wine. Very good.
And it's really loved by all the chefs. They love to work with it. You can pair Gruner Veltliner with artichokes, asparagus, so everything that's very difficult, almost horrible to pair with, Gruner Veltliner works.
Goes.
So
yeah, you mentioned chefs. You were in some very noted restaurants around the world. Your wines.
We are. So Jamie Oliver's 15, Gordon Ramsay's Maze, and of course we also We produce the house wines of the Trapp family lodge in Stowe, Vermont. The sound of music family.
Okay.
You can bring out your lederhosen.
No singing, no dancing. We're just gonna drink wine, and then maybe there's singing and dancing after that.
It can happen.
Yes, it happens. Very good. Your wines are just they're noted and more renowned for pairing with food, and I think that's why they're so well received in those very noted restaurants around the world, and by those noted chefs that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yep.
Well, moving on to the next. Next is Pinot Blanc. Beautiful grape variety.
Thank you.
A little bit underrated, so it's under the radar. It's like the little sister of Chardonnay. I love to work with Pinot Blanc because you can get fantastic wines out of Pinot Blanc, especially if you pick the grapes fully ripe. So that's key to Pinot Blanc. You need fully ripe grapes, no botrytis, in my opinion.
Yep.
Style of wine that I do is no botrytis, and we have, since this Pinot Blanc is grown on very chalky soils, we get mineral layers, and we get good acidity with it. So this is vintage 2019.
Okay.
It stayed 4 months on the lees, and that helps to create more structure, more texture, more mouthfeel, and in combination with the fully ripe grapes, get a little viscosity there, and so that combination makes the wine beautiful with spicy food, Thai food. So it can take all the heat.
This is one of my wife Ginger and I's favorite wines to pair with Thai or Asian food. Just the spices and this just the flavors just meld together very, very well.
Yeah, and also I would say this wine needs a little bit of air to fully open up, and then you get some more exotic notes in the nose. And I think that's key to it.
Yeah, very.
Let it breathe.
Let it breathe. Start fixing your food. Open the wine. Call in your order. Go pick it up. Come back, and you're all set to go. You mentioned fully ripe. For those that aren't that familiar, that are viewing this, what fully ripe grapes is that? Picking grapes early in the season, later in the season. When would that happen?
That's later in the season. So
Okay.
what we do is basically we taste the grapes. We also analyze the pH. So we look at sugar content as well as sugar. So acidity and sugar. That's what we are looking at, and so when we determine it's the right point, we pick it. And typically for the Pinot Blanc, it's always a bit later. So you always push it to the back and watch the acidity closely, and also the sugar content, and then everything around it.
Nice.
So it's a monitoring affair.
Gotcha. No, this is a very nice wine. Very good. Like you mentioned, goes great with spicy food. Just delicious.
Absolutely. Don't forget, house wine of the Trapp family lodge. Next is Panonica White. So as you can see, that's a different label. We chose a different label for the Pannonica line because it's purchased fruit. So I buy that from neighboring vineyards, and this is a blend made from Knauvedlina, Pinot Blanc, and Chardonnay.
Okay.
This is also how we came up with the color wheel that we have right here. So on top you see Gruner, Knauvedlina. Gruner means actually green.
Okay.
So hence the color green. Chardonnay is grown on blue slate, so it has the bluish elements right here.
Okay.
And then Pinot Blanc. We picked Pinot Blanc fully ripe, so therefore it's more on the yellow side. So this is how we came up with the idea of that label.
Nice.
And also Pannonica. Pannonica refers to the area southwest of the river Danube.
Okay.
And that area southwest of the River Danube was called Pannonia by the Romans, and therefore, in order to make reference to the long tradition of growing grapes in that area, we called it Pannonia.
Huh.
Pannonia, Pannonica, that is a combination to
Very nice.
call this wine Panonica.
Very, very cool.
Excellent.
This is one. Again, you're picking my wife Ginger in all these videos, but this is one of our favorites. We were fortunate to have a screened-in porch, and when the weather is a little bit warmer than what we are today, this is one that what do you refer to these wines as?
I know it as porch pounders.
Yes, porch pounders. This is a wine that fits that category perfectly.
But in style.
Mm-hmm.
In style.
Definitely in style.
Yeah.
Definitely in style. Yes.
So it's very aromatic. It's on the lighter side. So compared to Knauvedlina, there's 40% Knauvedlina in the blend, compared to the estate-grown Knauvedlina. This is lighter, very zesty, and it just has this beautiful aromatics and lightness and freshness that is really invigorating, and that's the idea. So.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of your porch.
Thank you. No, this is one that again, all his wines go with food. This is one that we would pair with some fish that we're going to grill, some white fish, and some roasted vegetables. Even the green vegetables go well with this. It's just
just on its own.
Delicious.
So this is a wine you don't need an excuse.
No.
You don't need an occasion.
No. No, you certainly don't. You don't need an occasion to drink this wine. We were talking earlier. How do we decide what to drink? What wine's at home, and it's like we drink what we like, and it doesn't matter if it's at an $8 price point or a $50 price point or well below 50 like all of your wines are. You just scores mean something to some people, and what certain wine reviewers mean something to some people, but at the end of the day, just drink what you like.
Exactly, and this is also the reason why we created a wine experience in our old farmhouse that we have. It's called Hopler's Weinräume, so Hopler's wine rooms, and so we have 8 different theme rooms. It's all about wine, of course, in the 5 senses. It was also rated. Sorry for the propaganda.
No.
It was rated top 10 wine travel destination by Wine Enthusiast magazine, and that's exactly the point. So we encourage people just listen to your own senses. Whatever you like is right for you. Don't listen to all the other people. It always gives some indications where and what to shop and what to look for. But if you're open-minded and everybody has his own palate, so if this is the wine that you like to drink,
drink it.
Drink it.
And I think that's one thing that the last few years that have been challenging for all of us for a variety of reasons is that there's been so many customers that have come in and said, hey, you know what? My wife and I decided that we are going to start drinking things that are in our cellar, and we're not going to wait. We've been waiting for a special occasion, and
exactly
every day is a special occasion.
Yeah,
you can find something to celebrate. It's the sun is out. I woke up today.
Yes.
So just celebrate every day with a glass of wine.
Right. So on to the next. So this is Pinot Noir. Beautiful grape variety that I love to work with. Again, Burgundy grape variety. Stayed 14 months in French oak.
Okay.
Second and third filling of the barrels. So we don't use new oak, just used oak to help mature the wine. And so very subtle, delicate, tobacco leaves, some spice to it. I would call it a Burgundy with a modern twist.
Yep, I would agree with that. And on the nose, it is certainly Burgundian in style. You can definitely pick that up from where you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The climate,
cool climate,
and where you are.
same latitude.
And this is.
And that's just the tobacco leaves, some red berry elements with a spice to it. We are a spicy region, obviously, and
That's
just beautiful with mushrooms. I love Pinot Noir with mushrooms or lamb, tiny baby lamb.
nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, but it's still, in case that happens, that's beautiful combination because
Sure.
it's so delicate. And mushrooms and Pinot, they're just made for each
Well,
other.
they go very, very well together. This is very nice. This is one of my favorite wines of all the wines that you do is the Pinot Noir.
Thank you. I'm glad
Yeah.
you like it.
This is so good.
So Pinot Blanc, Pinot Noir, both are the house wines of the Trapp family lodge in Stowe, Vermont. They have, although they have their own little label, so exactly like that, but here it says Trapp family lodge, and there's also, of course, that's in gold, imprinted,
Okay.
embossed, I think it's called, and then there's also an Edelweiss on there.
Nice.
Yeah, good old Austria.
Good old Austria. Very good.
On to the next, which is Panonica Red, out of the Panonica line. So similar to the Panonica White, 3 grape varieties,
Okay.
all stainless steel fermented. A great introduction to Austrian red grapes because we have Zweigelt in there, Austria's red national grape. We're also going to taste that on its own. Then there is, and by the way, Zweigelt is known for its purple tinges, hence again,
Hence
the color
the
here.
color, yes.
Then Blaufränkisch known for its brick red, hence the color, and Pinot Noir is always lighter in color and therefore brownish orange elements.
Very good.
So this is a Pinot Noir blend.
This is another one of those wines that you have that you guys make that is, it goes great with food, but this is one that is just, the aromas, it's just like, I just want to sink into a chair with a book and just have a
Yeah.
glass of wine.
Yeah.
And this is one of those that is just makes me want to do that.
I couldn't agree more. So yeah, on the nose you get again hints of spiciness, darker berry elements, but at the same time it's elegant. So it's not overpowering, not at all. You can chill this wine down and have it in summer as well. But it's a very serious wine because it's also very well structured.
Yes.
So and you can, as you said, you can sink into the wine. So you can explore the wine, and considering the price point, and I get this very often, this is it's a steal.
Yes.
In fact, you need to find a wine at that price point that matches that quality, and that is exactly our idea to over deliver, especially with this wine, and just to give a great introduction to Austrian reds, because people shy away when they see or hear Zweigelt, Blaufränkisch, and so therefore we also, Zweigelt and Blaufränkisch, they work very well together, and Pinot Noir just gives a little bit of roundness and some elegance to it, and so that's how we came up with that blend, but also for marketing purposes, so that people see, I know that grape Pinot Noir, so it's a Pinot Noir blend. Let's try.
Yeah.
So it's all about experience something new. And then if people say, wow, cool, there's Blaufränkisch and Zweigelt in there, let's try Blaufränkisch and Zweigelt on its own.
Yes. Yeah. There are a lot of grapes out there. The two you mentioned, Italy is known for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of just very obscure grapes, but yeah, if you find a wine that's got a grape you've never heard of, you're like, oh, I wonder if that is on its own. Just ask us, and we'll find you a wine that fits that, and like you mentioned earlier, just be adventuresome and don't be afraid to branch out and try new wines.
Exactly, and don't be afraid to pronounce words. As you can hear,
Right.
it's
Yes.
I'm stumbling over English words all the time.
Well,
So
we do. I do too. All right. What's next?
next and last is Zweigelt. So Austria's red national grape, the most widely planted red grape in Austria. It's a crossing of Blaufränkisch and St. Laurent, developed by Dr. Zweigelt in 1921. So it's named after the scientist who did the crossing.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Saint Laurent. I'm not familiar with that grape. What's the history, or what is that grape?
So St. Laurent is a early ripening grape variety. I would say it's most similar to probably a Pinot Noir.
Okay.
It's very thin skin, but the skin is darker, so there's more pigments in there than in a Pinot Noir. It's also tight clusters. It, in fact, is horrible to work with, or let's put it very positive, challenging to work with, because it's susceptible to all kind of diseases, and berries tend to burst open even if you look on the berry at not on the right angle. So it's very, very delicate, but probably it's most closest to a Pinot Noir, but a little bit more juicy and darker than Pinot. But genetically, it's a different affair. So they are not related, although in personality is similar. So that's the most similar thing, and it's early ripening.
Okay.
Very early ripening.
Gotcha. So early ripening with this versus the Pinot Noir is going to be later.
Pinot Noir is a bit later. It's always a bit later. So we always pick St. Laurent before the Pinot Noir for sure. But the Zweigelt is the crossing of Blaufränkisch, which is in fact later ripening. So Blaufränkisch and St. Laurent were crossed to form this grape variety. And what you get here is a wine that is, as we know from the Panonica Red, has purple tinges, very typical for this grape variety. And it's soft on the palate, so it's juicy and soft in tannins, dark cherry elements, and which makes that wine just beautiful as a barbecue wine. Because spicy barbecue sauces, Zweigelt, yes. There you go.
From Kansas City. Here you go. Here's our new summer barbecue wine for the season. Yeah.
It's delish.
Oh, that is delicious. Oh man, I want some burnt ends or something.
I think it's time.
I think I think so. I think
on that note.
On that note, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Zweigelt. One more time.
Zweigelt. Oh, very good. Anything else we need to know or should know about you in the winery or?
Yeah, just real quick. We are certified sustainable from vintage 2020 onwards.
Okay.
From vintage 2021 onwards, we are also certified vegan. So certified vegan, certified sustainable. We've always been vegan. We've always been sustainable. Nowadays, you need proof and certification, and also communicate that. So therefore, so if you turn that around, for example, that would be really hard to see. But you will find here it's a logo which says certified sustainable, so certified sustainable Austria, and also the vegan logo is coming then with the next vintage 21, and hopefully you will also have the Panonica Rosé then.
Yes.
So this will be the first one that is then available with the two logos, and other than that, you know, I'm running the winery. I'm the winemaker. I'm the sales rep. Do everything but tractor driving.
You do everything. Well, I'm sure you drive a tractor every now and again.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not so talented, but I have other talents. So I have great people to work with. So
very cool.
That's fun.
Oh, very cool. Well, Christoph, thank you very much for taking time out of your visit this time in the States. We greatly appreciate it. And cheers.
Cheers, my friend. Thank you so
right.
much for having me.
Yep.
And please check out the wines, taste them, enjoy them, And don't be shy. Ask us, send us emails, and happy to help.
That's right. You got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you
Cheers.
next time. All right. Very good.